Aztec again. You know, we saw ZVP here with Gestalt and Yatsuri. It seemed like his major downfall a little bit was that forward expanding pattern, the one that's kind of a little bit more in jeopardy out in the middle of the map. So we'll see how you do it differently. No spoilerinos.
If I do it differently at all,
yeah.
We'll have to see, because you know we're keeping those
sweet
those spoilers out of it as much as we can.
Definitely, I think that your ZVP's been in a solid place. So I want to say also to Hreyfill, if he watches this cast or gets to tune in, I off-raced against Sam quite a few times, and even though I'm not really a toss, I never beat him. So about 5 months ago, I beat him consistently with Protoss.
All the time.
And it was a really fun...
It's like Corsair DT nightmares.
Yeah, so I remember storming the crap out of you, and then you kind of like had some evolution in thought that you're like, well, I'll make lurkers, and then I'll burrow the lurkers next to spores. And then observers can't see them, and that's the only detection that he has. And then that was just like a huge revelation in your ZVP.
Most definitely, yeah. I've got Larva and Curiosity to thank for my
Do you want to add any more about some of your preparation or thoughts going into the game, like what you were thinking about as far as map strategies or builds, or just what was your mindset going into this?
Yeah, I mean, this map was pretty standard. I had experimented a little bit with Hatch first on Crossing Field, but I got bopped by Scuzzy pretty hard doing that. So I basically had Hydra bust and regular, overpool into expansion into third play were my two kind of pillars of my ZVP. And I was going to try to stick to those as much as possible, especially game one. You just want to play standard. You want to, get that, kind of rhythm going for game one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 3-hatch Hydra and Hydra busting is kind of suits your style sometimes, like I've also seen you get to the late game where you have all this stuff in place, but then sort of bash your head against how do I kill a late game toss? So,
yeah, real late game ZVP is by far.
Oh, we're lagging.
By the way, over and done with by the mid game was priority for sure.
Okay, I had a lag spike. I think we're good. I see my stream is green again. We had a lag spike, so I didn't catch your answer. But you said late game's not your strong suit?
Late game's not my strong suit. I was trying to get this game out of the way by like mid game. all of my ZVPs. Because when I get up to like 6 bases and I'm trying to figure out like where all my stuff is and how to make it move, and not fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Sweet, let's do
man. Hey, dude, I just want to give a shout out again to the CPL organizers as we move through this cast. Shout out to Python, maybe, dude. This was a revelation. His icon is Pi.
I refuse. I'm gonna call it.
I'm gonna call him Python forever. Yeah, we also have Snipe and a Wordy and Connor in the casters channel. Also our other casters, Shoop the Whooper. Anybody that I'm missing, shout out to you all. I really appreciate the work that other people have done behind the scenes to make such a fun thing possible, and all the coaches, everybody who's kind of have their hand here in making something that's so fun and brings us so much joy. So I'm gonna have some joy casting this game. Let's hop right in.
Let's do it.
Zookeeprr versus Hreyfill. By the way, as far as the B team series go, Chobos are up 2-0 now. Chobos with attitude are definitely showing their attitude, man. Like they are really coming out with some ballsy maneuvers. Gestalt with some 6 Storm and just really solid Protoss play. And then before we had Age versus our boy Rem, and Age with creative Zerg styling, some queens mixed in, and that's just really just great to see,
Such cool games. Yeah, those were my favorite of the series we've cast so far today.
It's really cool to just see, one, as we talked about the series play versus ladder play, getting to be able to see players make adjustments and tweaks to some of their mindsets and build choices and things like that, in addition to on the B team angle of things, sometimes not always the most smooth and ironed out sort of meta, and like different things can work. I'm again borrowing from Dota where, in pubs, people pick the meta heroes and they pick the strong heroes because I saw that's what Arteezy did and EG picked this, But like at your level, anything can work as long as you're just cohesive, right? As long as you execute what you're trying to do well, the results are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what was there was a Day 9 series, like Newbie Tuesday or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Fun Day Monday. Yeah.
Fun Day Monday, that was it. Yeah, and like going through like Bronze League Heroes games, and
he would
to
set
me those were
challenges,
some of my favorite games. Yeah, exactly. Like only use queens or something like that.
And sure enough, people could play a game and submit a replay where they only did use queens, and it works out. So we'll see what's up here. We've got you at the 12, and we've got Hreyfill over at the 8 o'clock. So looks like that was a 12 forge from Hreyfill, and now he's moving towards maybe 11 forge because there's a probe making. Now he does 11 forge, cannon on 12, another probe coming out. So this is pretty standard.
Yeah, both of us scouting in the wrong direction, so we're kind of starting to get aware of where each other is, but we don't actually have any eyes on each other yet.
So you sent your over here to the 5, even though you spawned at the 12. Were you thinking you wanted to get an eye on the main as opposed to parking it over a Nat?
I wasn't. If I'm being honest, I wasn't thinking at all about where I sent.
Okay, but your second one is on route to look at the other Nat. Yeah. Yeah,
which is actually a much better position. Like we were saying in that
in the first game
ZVP, we casted that.
Yeah.
That high ground shelf there. You can see what's coming out of the choke there, right outside the natural. But I chose not to do that.
Eskia in the chat is fam for sure. Eskia says, "I wasn't thinking." Best answer. That's great.
Gotta be honest, man.
I'm gonna try to find ways to do that. So Sam, tell me about wow, what a decision, and I know low key that's a shit decision. Tell me what you were thinking, and just making it feel embarrassed. Anyway,
no, that's what casting your own game is all about.
Yeah, so two cannons at the front.
When you lost that wing there,
yeah,
well, Sam, I wanted to feel a little confident, but not too confident.
So tell me, when you saw the blood splatter and that Zergling death sound, what were you thinking? What was going on? That's funny, man. So. Here's your fast third. This is now already in contrast a little bit to the ZVP that we saw before, that you've taken the third over here at this base. And is this really because you like this with the gas as opposed to the mineral-only base that's available more closer to you?
That was exactly it, yeah. And, retrospectively, I probably should have taken it down in that, 5 o'clock-ish
the natural,
base.
Down there.
Yeah, exactly. So you could expand behind that and get an easy fourth up. But
Right.
Again, I didn't.
Yeah, so what were you thinking?
I was thinking, where's the closest gas? Because I was late sending that drone out.
Yeah.
And I knew that by the time he got down to 5 o'clock, he would have like 600 minerals and
in the build, it's like, if you overpool and then you want to get like 13 or 14, you overpool and then natural hatch and then like 13, 14 again, a third hatch somewhere. But sometimes you send that drone out at 13, and by the time that the travel distance takes for him to get there, you have like 600 minerals, and you're like, I'm supposed to build a hatch. And so, what were you thinking?
That's why I built it there, was to avoid the 600 mineral issue.
Right.
I see more often, like this is my standard ZVP build. Kind of a quick-ish Spire and then into Hydras. And yet, despite doing it in almost all of my ZVPs, like I still managed to not get that third down at the right time or not send that drone out at the right time.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough. Another thing I kind of am curious to know your perspective on, because it definitely was at the back of my mind. This is your first CPL match, is it not?
It is, yeah.
This was your first time being fielded out there, because we actually had a bye during week 2. So this is your first match. Did you have any of those sort of like, well, this is it, little jitters?
Oh, yeah, I definitely had some jitters. It was, not so much anxiety or nervousness, but just like excitement more.
Yeah.
I had some hype tunes going on. I think I
the
put
hype tunes
Kanye
going
West, and you had
Kanye. Well, it's funny because the week that you played this is different than the week that we're observing. For sure.
That's right.
It's funny how things change like that.
Pre-Trumpian Kanye.
Yeah.
But
are we getting political on the stream already?
Already.
Already?
I guess not.
What? Have we been?
I like beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy. That's okay. All I'll say.
Yeah.
Whoever made it, regardless, the music's good.
There's a lot of interesting things you could like when you talk about the art and the artist, like trying to
I'm a Woody
separate
Allen
them.
fan, so I've
What's
thought
tough
about
for
that a lot.
me? What's tough for me is like, okay, so like Picasso was a famous womanizer, right? And he slept around and da da da. And actually, you can see that in some of his portraiture and style, portraiture of women versus men in contrast. And now Kanye is all Trumpian and slave comments, the choice and things like that. It's a little bit different from the guy who made New Slaves and said George Bush doesn't care about black people, whereas it's a little bit.
That's the weirdest part. Is
I guess I would call it a little bit.
Which doesn't care about black people.
Like we saw in Picasso's portraiture that he sometimes had fantastic depictions of women, but also really weird and ugly depictions of women, and it just reflected his relationship. So when you can talk about art and the artist, I don't. What the fuck are we even talking? I'm sorry, dude. So we have Zelda and Corsair.
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I'm not a Kanye stan at all. I also think all his tweeting and love and stuff is really just Little B plagiarism, and I am a Little B fan. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Love everybody. You gotta love free thought. Like, dude, Little B, like that was his thesis like 8 years ago, and he had a much better idea on post-civil rights blackness and mental slavery, so to speak, way before all this stuff. So I'm an unironic Little B fan, and I have a huge collection of Little B mixtapes. So it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think now Kanye thinks he's revolutionary. Yeah, Little B did that in like 2009. So anyway,
he did it before it was cool.
Yeah, he did it before it was cool, and like he literally did the most uncool thing. He has a song called "I Love You," and it samples the Final Fantasy X shop theme, and he talks about crying. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty pure expression of thought and vulnerability and all that shit that Kanye is going on about is so important. And yet Kanye was not fucking with Lil B way back when Lil B was. Anyway, anyway, here we go. Here's Gorgonaut. Tune into CPL. Hear Kanye commentary. Yeah, he's everywhere, man. This is promotions. Actually, he just Venmo'd me some free promotions. Like, hey, dog, I hear your cast is CPL, bro. You want to talk about? I think it's all.
Wait, you didn't tell me about that. Do I get a cut of that? I brought him up. I'm listening to him while I'm playing this game.
Yeah, right. Anyway, okay. ZVP. It looks pretty standard. Sorry, you're on your SimCity game right now. You're definitely reinforcing the third.
Moving out, and I thought I have like 2 lings to my name right now. Like, this is not gonna be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was able to. He kind of delayed the push a little bit, and yeah, maybe for +1, but
nice SimCity structure here with the sunks behind and the hatch evo, making this natural sort of separation, and yet in the sunk range. Excuse me. So that's pretty good. Oh, and nice snipe, dude. Scourge on that Corsair.
Oh yeah, we got 2 more coming up here too.
Oh, 2 more coming up. Nice. Dude, does that not just feel amazing when you hear that?
Oh yeah.
And it just pops. You're making 14 Hydras at once right now, dude.
Oh yeah.
Now you're making 12.
Yeah, they're on their way out now. I kind of smell that blood in the water at this point because he definitely wanted to push in and definitely wasn't able to.
Yeah.
And I've got SimCity at all my really main bases here. That third base has some pretty decent SimCity. I mean, after this game, I actually went with Curiosity over it, and we went over walls and wall lanes for Zerg, like, specifically Zerg versus Protoss.
What buildings are tight against other buildings, and how do you funnel things appropriately? That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
good stuff.
So like now I'm like just kind of that's not a good wall. Like now that I know the curse of knowing that you're doing something wrong.
Right. Are you looking at some stuff now? Like, what would you say as to turn this a bit more educational? How could a wall of yours improve? I'm looking at your natural right now. It looks like sunks are a little bit not in a line, not touching each other. Maybe there's some weird pathing or gaps between them.
And moving that Evo chamber up, I believe an Evo chamber to the right of a hatchery, I believe, is a tight wall. So if I just pushed it down a couple notches there, kind of where that spore is, that might be a little bit better. And then also would allow me to have the spore behind the Evo chamber, so it's kind of protected a little bit more too.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Cool, man. That's great. Hey, Zookeeprr made a little chart PDF. Kind of a handout, so to speak, or a quick guide on some of the SimCity work based on reflections from this game. So just goes to show you some of the merits of the Coach Pupil League, and some of the effects of really studying your own play, being your own critic of what you're doing. And I really want to also give shout outs to the coaches for all of their work that they've done to help shape this. I really think by week 10 or so, when we cast these B team games, we're going to have some sharp play and hopefully a lot of lessons learned along the way.
Yeah, I've seen my game go way up since I started, actually looking over my games with some of the coaches and with other people in general, and watching other people play. And it's been
and
great.
Also other things going on, right, that help you improve your game,
Oh yeah, I mean, ASL's going on right now, which is always fun to watch and kind of glean a little bit of information from, and yeah.
Right. Yeah, I just meant that you don't play Intoxicated as much as you used to.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
An impending drug test also makes my StarCraft go way up.
Intoxication. Right. So, that's what I would say, actually, when I'm like at the site collection, because I've drug tested too. Like, hey man, thanks for improving my Zerg versus Protoss. Actually, sort of.
That's right. My MMR is way up.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, man.
Drop duty. Drop duty.
Where? What? You have a drop? What?
No, the shuttle
I
in
see
the main. A nasty little group of units there.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, a storm on your boys. Did you even know?
Boys. I feel like I didn't.
I don't think that,
because I'm moving things
because
out.
The storm is a spell. I don't know if you get the message that your stuff's under attack.
I know. Yeah. And moving the hydras back here now.
I see. Some hydras are coming
rip
through.
The boys.
Oh, there goes your main boys. Well, effective drop, and you know what's so sneaky? He put a DT in there too, but never revealed it yet. So that's just gonna hang out there. And unless you're really diligent about sort of sweeping through your base and making sure that stuff is gone, that's just gonna hang out. Meanwhile, you attempted a little bit of a Hydra maneuver, just shifting a control group here towards the toss front. Are you testing the water? What were you thinking?
So I saw that army with that Scourge there, and was actually able to take out a couple High Templar there as well. So it was, I think, a good trade, and then I was able to run away before the Zealot backup kind of came around.
I see the DT cleanups happening now, and you were diligent. You swiped that stuff. You moved your OVs, but you got to try to
He's tricky. He's dancing
tricky.
Around there.
Yeah, he's a tricky little bastard. Dude, Protoss are such bastards, man.
They
all these
really are.
Tools in their toolbox, God. Anyway, look at your third, dude. Like, this is like, okay, because we were practicing ZVP. I was Protoss against you, and I would try to bust this and just pull my hair out at how hard this is to bust.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's using tier 1, 1.5 stuff. Like, why is this so hard? And yet it's really about the combination of structures, detection, your lurkers burrowed, all these things that sort of amount to something greater and harder to bust. So,
especially when you're looking at pure Zealots, which is, I mean, I've seen Zealot and High Templar pretty much so far this game.
Yeah. Yeah, you really need other tech to sort of come through. Not even goons. I mean, goons, they are good when you have range. They can help to hit SimCity. But, really Reavers, Archons, those kind of things are the answer here. But a lot of, double Zealot Parade versus double Hydra Ling.
Double Zealot Parade, yeah.
Is Hreyfill going to commit to this? He looks like a little bit half committed. Some of his Zealots are attacking. Some of them are just kind of chilling while your Jurassic Park spitter boys are just spitting away.
They're spitting, and they got +2 armor, it looks like, too. So against +1 attack from Protoss.
Nice.
So a little bit of an upgrade advantage there.
Yeah, for sure. Good stuff. I do like the Carapace upgrades for Zerg. They just help your units have that same flexibility. Like when you forget Carapace upgrades, you're just like, my shit is melting. What the heck?
Yeah.
So good moves for you. And I see
Also, cross lings and hydras, you know, it works for both, which helps, unlike the attack upgrades.
Right, for sure. You kind of get 2 for 1 when you upgrade your Carapace, because all Zergs have a Carapace. And I see you actually guys are both close in supply and close in APM. Around the 120 and 100 to 110-ish, so this is good. Oh, I like the lurker eggs, but I feel like they're doomed.
The panic lurker.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, these guys are gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Whew.
But
There's
it
one.
buys me some time. Got some lings coming out. At this point in the game, we're up to Hive Tech. I've got Ultralist Den, so I like to switch into mostly Ling and Ultra, maybe some Defiler, maybe some Lurker, but...
Ooh, the Nidus. Sam, I don't know if I've seen you make a Nidus before.
I've been making them lately.
Actually, like, I mean, I don't know if I've maybe on stream a couple times, and then it just like instantly died to a bio push or something. But
that's definitely happened.
Yeah, but
still send the drones the walking way
yeah,
to get to the base for some reason.
Good stuff, dude. You're looking on point here. And now I've been this Protoss, like, just like, well, what the hell? Like, what am I gonna? How do I? You know? And this is an uncomfortable feeling now for Toss, who just has to get this idea that, you know, if I switch to his vision, he's so in the dark. And he has sent a few things to these other bases to just sort of see and be exposed, and yet there's just creep there and there's creep there, and he knows that has an upward battle now when that +1/+1 the Zealot Corsair timings don't work out. It's a different mood for Protoss now heading forward, and I'm wondering if we have so many tosses in the chat who could kind of talk about what do you do next. You know, it looks like his plan is Arbiters and a recall, actually. It's very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, and not something I ever see in my ZVPs. Like, I just don't see Arbiters played very much. So I actually liked that decision from him a lot. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I've kind of come out on top of most of the engagements that we've had, which feels great as Zerg, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. This has been a good back and forth, but your supply, your macro is actually coming into play here. A lot of upgrades are about to finish. You've got your melee attack about to finish. And so all these ultras are coming in. They're about to be 5/3 ultras, and that's just really scary for Toss. However, you've got DTs just swiping on you. You move this forward.
I do. I'm moving the OV.
Oh, man.
The second OV of the game, actually, still coming into play.
That was the second OV from the shelf. Nice, dude. Okay,
saved him from the Corsairs so that he could save me from the DTs.
Here we go. A huge battle. A lot of Zerg stuff coming in, and it just, you know, I hear the sound of those Zealots dying, and that's no good. These Ultras live through a lot. Some storms on that Ultra, but he's still...
Yeah, the +5 just it really helps.
he definitely is trading well against these melee units, and this just looks so bad. Without a Protoss third, he knows you've got 5-6 bases going now, so fantastic Zerg play, my friend Sam. Good job representing for No1CareThat, and that Arbiter just doesn't have what it needs.
He does get a stasis off.
It is the stasis. That's funny. You don't often see Ultras getting stasis, but
that's what I'm saying. It totally threw me off. Actually.
I think it's kind of cool. Good Gespielt.
Yeah.
So is that German?
He's a German fella. Yeah, okay. And I love that good game in German is still GG. Like, it's so cool.
That's cool. Okay,
we chatted a little bit after these games, and I was like, dude, that's awesome.
Okay, good stuff, man. That's a tick in the box. That's our first win today for our team.
Oh, man. That's
Way to go, Sam. Coming through.
Thanks.
Cool. More resources, higher score. I agree with that. The minerals mined, 8,000 more. Think about what 8,000 minerals gets you. Like, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're also spending. You're spending 35,000. 10,000 more was spent by you. So, very good games, man. Well played. Well played. I like Eski in the chat. Macro and the CPL PogChamp. That's hilarious. Wait, what the fuck?
I mean, I was floating like 2,000 plus minerals at the end
Dude,
of the
I have to
game.
patch my StarCraft. An upgrade to version 1.21.5.3980 is available. It's required for online play. I have to hit upgrade. Okay.
I should probably see.
Yeah, just close my client. Okay, we got an upgrade here. I'm downloading. So anyway, doesn't Blizzard know I'm casting right now? You know, like how irresponsible. They would drop a patch in the middle of our series. What the heck? It's gonna screw up all the VODs. They're gonna have to cut this on YouTube. Quick, say something salacious while we know this is gonna get cut out. Like Kanye is right or something.
Yeah, it's. I guess that works.
Please cut that though. Please, Connor, cut that one out. Thanks, man. Okay, I just downloaded it.
Yep, same.
Relaunching here.
All 15 megabytes.
SK says, but dude, that little bee thing. As if I wasn't a huge fan of this stuff already. Oh, you mean me? Like my stream? Thanks, man. Maybe we should have a little bee night on stream. That would be hilarious.
Oh, God. Connor's going to leave that.
No, please. No.
It'll be its own video, actually.
It'll be highlight reel. Chessz agrees with Chessz is for slavery. Like, what the fuck?
Is the alt-right taking over StarCraft?
Yeah. Alt-right in StarCraft. It's funny because like there's this weird sometimes overlay of like alt-right anime avatars and intense hardcore games like CS and Brood War. There's a weird demographic there that anyway. So
we're officially into politics now then.
Oh jeez. Okay, so let's skirt and then here. Welcome, Sam, to Game 2. We're back with some Game 2 action here in the CPL. We've got a
very excited to be here.
Yeah, it's great. Our mood is good, and we are discussing professional StarCraft topics here.
Professional?
Non-religious or neutral. Yeah. Apolitical, right? Yeah. That's
something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
Skirt. Let's start over.
So here we are. We're going into Game 2.
Welcome, Sam. We're back to Game 2. ZVP. We got Zookeeprr and Hreyfill. You are again watching the Coach Pupil League here on my stream. Just want to give a shout out to our organizers, Pisan, Snipe, Wordy, Connor for the YouTubing, our coaches, and also, if you'll allow me, sir, to give a plug to your own stream. You can check out Sam. He ladders and he's a salty zerg just like me. Go see him. It's at his name there, ZOOKEEPRR, Zookeeprr on Twitch. And as you can see now in our fancy overlays, we've identified ourselves. I am. Whoop.
That's right. We got our name badges on here.
And Zoo is up there. So, whoop, there we go. Okay. Good to go? Okay, look, Gorgonoth.
Yeah, we know.
Look, I saw his avatar. It's the symbol pi. I took high school math. I know it's supposed to be Python, but way back in time, before we knew him in any other capacity besides a stream viewer, we always said Python. So it's one of those things where like Artosis always says Idra, even though it's supposed to be Idra. He says, yeah, well, Idra, you know. That's Python to me. I'll never say it's Python. So I'll just say sorry, and I'll PayPal him all of my bits that I got from my stream, dude. I looked at my Twitch revenue. I made $4 from bits.
That's almost a beer.
That's almost a beer. Yeah. So I need to get some PayPal for. Actually, Connor probably has put in a lot of work for YouTube. Whoever did the YouTube, like, we need to spread the love, man. For sure. So Crossing Field. Game 2. What do you think, man? We saw a ZVP on this map, and that back base was utilized. What was going through your mind?
Honestly, what was going through my mind was the games against Scuzzy that I played on this map, where he like parked zealots behind my mineral line, parked zealots on the ramp down to the the forward natural there.
Right.
And it was just a really not a great time.
Yeah.
So Also going through my mind was I won game 1, so it's kind of my game to throw right now.
Right.
So, you know, Hydra Bust is kind of in the back of my mind, just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, so I revealed the map actually for our viewers here to just kind of talk about. Scuzzy did some disgusting zealot blocking and stuff here at this ramp because he sniffed out that Sam was, you know, doing the economic back base here, and he said, well, then you're not positioned out front, I'll just put some zealots here. And Scuzzy made you his bitch, kind of, on that. Like, yeah, for sure.
Like I said, that was what was going through my mind starting out this game.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not going to be another Zookeeper v Scuzzy game.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
No way.
Gate first, actually. Different build coming out from Hreyfill. He did Gate and then Gas. So we could see some interesting different sort of shades of ZVP here. When you go Gate first, you often are kind of hoping to pressure Zerg to not make those drones with this initial larva, because of course you're fielding units much faster. However, you didn't do anything too greedy. You did overpool, so I think that's why that's often a standard thing, because it doesn't deny you an economic edge if you go into hatch later, but you also have the pool up for lings. Oop.
Yeah, I mean, I just lost so many times trying to be greedy on this map because that back base is so tantalizing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I decided not to go that direction.
Now your Ovi here hasn't really told you much, but if you had scooted it just a little more, you'd be able to see that there's zealots on the ramp. Do you actually see these before
Wouldn't
they
that
move
be
out?
nice? No, I don't.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it would have been really great to know that before I made 8 Zerglings, that there were 2 zealots on the ramp.
Ah, I see. So you had some designs on doing some Zergling aggression, and yet he's already countered it with his gate first style. So
yep, yeah, I was hoping for something low ground.
God, it's just like inches away, dude. Just move just do more with the Ovi. It's just sitting. Oh well. Here's where we roast you.
Yep.
Does he got him on hold position? This is where you like embarrassingly fail to micro the weak ones back, and they just die over and over. So there's okay.
Yep. And never mind.
Yeah, all right. These guys are gonna go home.
So I am feeling awful right now because, you know, that's a lot of would have been drones.
Right.
I know that he can take that back base, which is what he's actually doing.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's just like, well, this is just, I'm behind at this point.
This kind of sucks for you. He's put the right chips in the right places that ended up kind of really naturally contrasting what you were trying to do, and it was serendipitous for him to do the gate first style. But perhaps that's something that he was practiced. Perhaps he got some input and coaching on this one that said, you know what, because of the back base availability, you might just want to do gate and block with zealots, because what are Zerglings going to do? And then this frees you up. So, you know, if Hreyfill was in the chat, it'd be cool to hear from him and think, you know, that this must be something that he planned out. You know, he had the instincts to say, I'm gonna take advantage of this back base, but how do I secure myself to zealots in a gateway first style?
And the next thing that leads to is what just popped out, which is a really under 5-minute Corsair.
Yes.
Really early, because he just made his forge a little bit ago. He actually hasn't gotten the forge up yet. So this Corsair is so early. You know, I was talking earlier about how my kind of standard play is to go quick Spire. But you can see I'm just putting the Spire down right now, and that Corsair is already almost at my base.
Yeah, so you're right. That's earlier compared to other more traditional ZVP meta. That gate first lets you core more quickly, which lets you Stargate more quickly, and here we are. So, dude, are you sweating? I
am sweating.
I
knew I was behind on the lings, and I knew, oh man, this Corsair is so early. Like I'm at least losing a couple Overlords.
Were you almost, because you don't even know what he really did, are you almost confused at how fast it came to you?
Very confused, yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking, is this an all-in? Does he even have that back base? I don't know much of anything at this point.
And you respond as soon as you can with Hydra Den, which is about to finish, but this is plenty of time for him to sort of just, 1, pick Ovi's off, and then 2, start to snowball that air advantage. If you can't, again, you're trying to drone and stuff. Like you're not even saturated. You have got like a couple boys at your third, but or the back base, I should say. Yet you can't do anything to him. He's got zealots at the front. So this is
Exactly.
I think that in terms of PvZ maneuvers and styles on this map, Scuzzy kind of did a similar thing with zealot first stuff. He definitely gateway firsted as well, and yet now we can kind of see what that opens up for Toss as far as making the Zerg do what Toss wants instead of Zerg just recklessly doing whatever he wanted, kind of what we saw in game 1. Yeah,
this is the point in the game where I'm like, okay, I don't know how to play this, so I'm going to go with instinct only. Like, my build is so off. Everything I have that I usually get is so late between the Lings and the early Corsair, forcing early Hydras. I'm winging it at this point. I remember thinking, like, all right, we're just going to play it by ear and see what comes out. Yeah.
Because, like, the 3-hat Spire into 5-hat Hydra, like, you don't have those other hatches yet. Like, you're totally off. Those hatches should have been down like 10 supply ago. So,
exactly. But that would have been 10 supply of drones ago, and I have all these Hydras and all these Lings.
And then
some of that
20 supply ago, you made Zerglings to try to do some Zergling stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This just goes to show how you have to play the game that you're in. You have build orders which dictate what the choices you're gonna want to make, and those big pictures are, as Day9 says, the broad strokes. And yet you still have to be flexible enough to play what you're seeing right here. Nice Scourge control. Oh God.
I disagree.
Never mind. That was hilarious.
I was so trying to like shift click one out and not lose them all. That one Corsair, and that Dragoon's shooting at me the whole time.
That's funny. You can tell your cloning was slow because of the way that 2 went to 1, and then 4 were chasing 1, and then somehow 2, and then you like got control of the last 2, and then that's funny.
Yep, exactly what happened.
Cloning can be hard.
What I was thinking there was make him feel like he has an advantage by killing off more than the necessary amount of Scourge.
Right. Exactly. This is all the psyops. Yeah, this is really like part of your mind gaming. You buy cheap units and intentionally throw them to make him comfortable. That's new meta, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. That's part of that series mentality that we were talking about earlier.
By the way, are there any flying little shit things in Jurassic Park? Because Scourge kind of looked like
Jurassic Park
dinosaur.
3 is all about the what are they called? I don't know. They fly. Remember they were like on the bridge and it's like walking across the bridge.
Huh. No, I don't know.
Bone up on your Jurassic Park.
Yeah, if I'm gonna meme on Jurassic Park for every cast, good thing I'm working all night, dude. Did I tell you? We had 3 calls to the help desk.
Oh my
last
god!
night in a 12-hour shift.
Oh my god!
And they were all just informational, like how do I document or how do I add on this to the CT modalities and stuff like that. I was like, oh my god, it was so boring. Like. And I'm sitting there with this director from one of the hospitals, and like we know each other, but like we're trying to just like be personal and like get through this shared task. It's not like being stuck on a boat with somebody, like It was like 4 a.m. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get another coffee. So anyway,
oh man.
So I'm working again tonight, and I'm alone
you get to
this
do
time.
It all over again. Oh man.
I'm alone tonight. That's cool, dude, because I got a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna bring my Nintendo Switch and play my Switch. Okay, dude, bro, actually, Zelda is so fucking good, dude. It's so much fun. I'm low-key addicted to Zelda. Anyway, I'm also addicted to Brood War, and
the thing in front of me.
Yeah. We got some messages from Eskia. Okay, Skirt, if you don't play a series like this, you're bad. First game macro, second game rush, third game CC first.
I like it.
In Zerg Strokes,
I attempted the second game rush.
Right, you're in the grooves of what he's describing a little bit from the Terran perspective. So, we shall see. Here comes a little bit of bio push. This timing with Storm is good. Storm's out. That's his +1. No, he's got +1. Right, he's got +1. +2 is researching. So, oh my God. But look at your front though. Like, this is disgusting. Like
I saw this coming.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's no way that you're gonna bust this. Here's where when I practice against you, I'm like, okay, High Templar, you go up now and throw some storms down and see what happens. But it's at your doorstep. There's no. You're not really that threatened because units are coming out of the eggs right there, and so.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of those 2 macro hatches up at the front like that on this map specifically.
makes a big sort of like area for them to fill in here. But oh, we've got an attack. All these Hydras coming in a good storm. Another great storm, but a lot of shooty boys here, a lot of spitty boys shooting on these zealots. Now the observer comes in and is like, oh shit. Skirt, that observer did a hot 180 right there.
Never mind.
Yep. Okay, let's go home. Is his home safe? Like, is this? I mean, there's not a lot of SimCity to assist these cannons. You could ebb and flow sort of all the way back, I think, if you dodge storms correctly and just reinforce this push right now. You've got a lot of shit making, dude. What's going through your mind? Tell me what's up.
I mean, anytime I can trade well with the Protoss army, like I feel ahead. So you can see I'm making these lurkers on the high ground here. I've got some Hydras. I think I made a lot of Hydras here to reinforce this, and I'm hoping to just kill them. Honestly,
yeah.
It's just maybe this is I was saying earlier, I don't do well in late game EVP, so maybe this is it. You know, if I can lurker Hydra up his front.
Oh, and Hreyfill's observer moves to that high ground to just see those lurkers make. Oh, what a storm on him! Yeah. Great storms. Good observer placement. Dude, you need an OV here.
I need an OV, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right,
I don't even know the observer's there. Now I've figured it out.
You figured it out because of those attacks. Oh, pretty good storm, but that group of zealots is going to die here. That's not ideal for Toss. He needs that front line because what's behind it? He only has 6 zealots now. Just not enough here. Oh, God. Hreyfill is stressed out. This is a stressful moment here. He's got to utilize the cannons. He's going to try to back up a little bit, but the cannons just fall. You can see right now, you just spit, killing those cannons. Great storms, though.
Really good storm. Really good.
Bunch of Hydras.
And another really good storm. Yeah. Those were money storms. Those were his last 2 storms he had.
I see that. So. I just clicked these High Templars out of energy. So that was, whew. Yeah. Shoutouts to this guy, Hreyfill, for great storming there. What looked to be like a super scary, stressful moment was thwarted by fantastic spell usage. And that's kind of what I was talking to you about, Sam, when you talk about, oh, I kind of want to learn another race, I want to off-race. Like, Protoss, it's, you know, let's say he doesn't babysit those High Templars and those die, he loses. But if he babysits them and has discipline and uses storms correctly, he feels like Zeus, like a god of the storm, just like psh, and it's so awesome to do. So, you know, I think it'd be a good race for you because it has those great satisfying moments like that, you know.
Well, and if only to improve overall play, you know, like I'm notoriously bad at defilers. You'll notice that we haven't seen a defiler in our last game, and we don't even have a defiler mound going down right now.
Yeah, like spellcasting in general, babysitting and spellcasting. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I lean too much on the A move as it stands. So yeah, just to learn that skill set might be worthwhile.
So, oh my God. Your SimCity is good, but actually now Toss on 3 base, dude. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gates. He's also going for arbiters again, so a curious style. Maybe he really does like stasis or something like that.
And I mean, yeah, he was able to get some use out of that.
I think he needs more gates
in the first game, but
he's adding on 2 more gates. Okay. He's going to have a good amount of economy for those gateways with the 3 base. Good storms.
Another great storm. Another great storm.
That's a great storm, for sure.
It's so tough to watch my own units dying.
Yeah. And you know what also sucks is when you watch the replay and you realize, oh, he was looking at me the entire time with observers. Yeah, just a cakewalk for Protoss right there. Great storms.
So many of those zealots are so close to death.
Dude, 15 kills on that High Templar.
That's 15. Crazy.
And when you were talking about storming Hydras and Lurkers, that guy has killed 15 of them.
Yeah, it's not any drones or Lings or anything. We haven't seen any of that, really.
Yeah. So what's going to happen next? I see you snuck a drone now for that 6 o'clock-ish base. DTs are mixed in. He's like, this dude doesn't have OVs with his shit. Like,
he's been like parking observers on top of my stuff the entire time.
So that's actually kind of a smart mixture here to put in those DTs when he sees this guy doesn't put OVs. But still mounting an attack here against the SimCity structure. These big hatches serving as funnels for the melee units, and now Spores are scouting those DTs. You can see he's trying to micro them back, keep them alive, and this is just what looks to me to be unassailable. You got a glimpse of the DTs as well as you move these Ovies in here.
I did, yeah.
Lurker eggs pop. Now 4 more lurkers there to assist, and then an influx of lings. Lings come out, and that's a toss army that gets cleaned up. So no storms now. That's got 18 kills on Templar. He's down. Dang.
Yeah, we're going into that, like I was saying last game, that kind of Ling Ultra composition.
Yeah.
That I'd kind of like to do later on in my ZVPs.
Right. You've got the gas to support hive tech production. So with 4 bases now, you're going to have an influx of minerals. So you kind of expend your gas income on high tech tier 3 units and your excess minerals on cracklings, which are seriously good.
Great. Yeah.
Are really great. So it just kind of goes to show in the mid game, you know, income dictates unit composition a little bit. Hydras are a good mixture and spend your money well, but then you get to 4 base, hive tech, etc. You can afford different things, and yet you can also wield different compositions by de facto nature of the resources you're collecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. By the way, we got drop duty up top there.
Drop duty. You've got to. Oh, 2 lurkers in the Ovi up there. Okay, are you on drop duty? You tell me. Because I'm obsing the toss army. Okay.
Yeah.
This is your freaking game, dude. Don't you remember when it got?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
I remember I tried it. I don't remember when I tried it.
Another skirmish. DTs are in there.
So many good storms.
That's
and
great
those
storms.
DTs acting as wall. Oh, drop duty.
Drop duty. Drop duty. Oh, drop duty. There goes lurkers dropping up here at the top, and these ultras are getting swiped down. No detection here. DTs are killing you, and yet the lurkers. Lurkers, however, are burrowing. I see you're struggling to click that lurker underneath the overlord that was up there.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
I can't. Nothing gets past me, bro. I see.
Oh,
I was like, why is only one of them burrowing? And then I saw, like, it was hard for me to click. I know it's hard for you to click. So here's Taz
moving
on the
the
front.
overlord. Of course, you wouldn't do that, right?
No, ridiculous. So what is the embarrassing thing? Should I still be on?
Oh, you know what? I
on
totally
watch?
missed it. I totally missed it.
Oh my god, what was it? The Scourge thing?
Early in the game, like right at the beginning, I had like 3 drones that weren't mining like until well after my pool went or got up.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like that bad.
Oh,
it was
okay.
rough.
You know, just goes to show what can sometimes be rough, or like, which is an obvious, what the hell, B-teamer? Send your drones to mine. Like, doesn't end up really deciding the game. You know, like, it's bad. I would never say it's not really bad, but still, the big picture is that you can live, as long as you're not dead, you've got a fighting chance. In fact, here comes Sam with the fighting spirit, moving some more stuff out here. Please send overlords with this. Do you not hear the DT swipes? Like,
I do.
Okay, there you go. Okay. And now you're like, oh, there's an observer there too. He's been watching me the whole time. Here comes the Arbiter.
Fortunately, right as the Arbiter gets there, I get the overlord up there too.
Okay. Good
Love
stasis.
these stasis though.
Yeah. That's funny, man. Whew. Good game though. This is pretty good. I'm glad to get to see you guys both up on the 3-base economy. Or last one, it's like Hreyfill didn't really establish the 3rd. Didn't really, you know, satisfy his own kind of designs of what he wanted in the game. Those Arbiters came out and it had like 1 stasis. But now we're going to be able to see a lot more here. That's good. Those ultras look like mammoths frozen into glaciers, you know.
That's totally what it is.
That's funny, yeah.
Stasis lasts so long too. Like I said, I never see
so
Arbiters.
long. Yeah.
And like I just was clicking these ultralists like, come on, like move.
Yeah. So are you macroing? You've got Lings coming, you got Ultra Speed coming, so this can sometimes come down to a little bit of macro. Oh, but your lurkers, right? They took out that entire base up there.
They took out the base, yeah.
And so
tried to move them into the main, and they got taken.
You still
out
got
back.
the Ovi. Oh, I see. It's moving in now, but there's cannons.
Oh, actually, watch that.
Okay, I'm watching.
We're gonna have a classic zookeeper moment here.
Okay, so the Ovi goes down, and then you put him back. Oh man.
Classic zookeeper moment.
Classic. Wow.
I was kicking myself hard.
Again, it's hard to click things underneath Ovis. Sometimes you
Yeah.
just, and then
Clicking is
that one
difficult.
little cannon shot just pop, That's hilarious.
Oh man, that was so embarrassing.
Dude, eight teamers everywhere are super triggered by your.
That's
lurker
right. Our coaches are like shaking
just
their
hit R.
fists.
Just burrow the lurkers, bro. Just burrow. Why don't you just burrow them, dude? It's hard. Okay, the game is hard. You know, you have to forgive us.
That's right.
So there is a toss army that is well cloaked by this arbiter.
And
I think it'd be hilarious if you
my
lose all
name.
this stuff and you don't bring your Ovi. Do you?
have no overlord.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just sticking back where I last used it.
And again, dude, this observer sort of like scouting for this High Templar. High Templar, the storm range is so long, you don't even see it sometimes. And there we go. Kills an Ultra. Uh-oh. These Zerglings are like, wait, what the hell? A bunch of invisible shit over there?
That's right.
Okay, here comes the Ovies.
Did have the overlords come in eventually.
Right. So
Just in time.
So this is good. This is so bad for Toss. I mean, he only has 2 base economy, and you're now got the 5/3 Ultras.
On the overlords is so great.
Oh, that's actually really slick. I didn't catch that stasis on the Ovies.
Every overlord, yeah. But I've got a drop coming in from the bottom here with an overlord serendipitously positioned.
Oh, nice. And so that ends up helping you to scout here some of these invisible units under the Arbiter. Lurkers drop in here. Well played, my friend. That's going to be a GG, I think. There's no way. Good gespielt.
Good gespielt, yes.
Good gespielt. Good gespielt, my friend Sam. Well played.
Thank you.
But still, I love it because you have to see some creative stuff, right? Arbiter plays in PVZ. Stasising Overlords to assist your cloaked units was really cool.
That was so crazy. I was like just laughing when that happened in the game. Like, no
funny.
way does he stasis every single over. Like I had them all clumped up perfectly.
It's kind of a spell such like plague, you know, when you have like this clump, it vulnerable to clumping, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, we've got one more series of the day, and this one I'm personally
I'm so
very excited to see it. Again, we've got a passionate Terran Eskia versus a passionate Zerg player in Insomniac 313. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with some ZVT action and the final series of the afternoon or evening if you're on the European descent, or well, not just flavor. European descent. Whoa, it got political or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we'll be right back.